piece of Fort Smith history avoided losing its funding after the board of directors voted to keep this historic landmark. Miss Laura's, a former brothel and now a museum, is funded for at least one more year. 5 News reporter Jacob Luthi has more on what's next.
If you walk into Miss Laura's, you're instantly transported back to the early 1900s. Once a brothel, the Victorian mansion now stands as a historic landmark in Fort Smith. Funding for the museum wasn't guaranteed this year. I spoke with the museum's director about how the community rallied to keep its doors open and why preserving this building's past still matters today.
Miss Laura's in Fort Smith is one of only 9 former brothels in the U.S. preserved as a museum. Faced possible funding cuts. At a budget hearing in late 2025, Acting City Administrator Jeff Dingman laid out several ways to cut operating costs. One option, to end its funding.
We were made aware before that meeting that we were going to be cut from the budget. The words spoken were very certain.
At the November meeting, Museum Director Angel Tracy, alongside Fort Smith Convention and Visitors Bureau Director Ashley Backert, voiced strong support for the museum and its historic value, warning the city could face significant financial consequences if funding is cut, including the cost of deassessing the museum's artifacts.
The deaccessioning cost for the museum is to the tune of $520,000.
Several board members, along with Mayor George McGill, expressed support for the museum. In a statement to 5 News, City Director Andre Good said in part, quote, "I've watched for years as Fort Smith sought to brand ourselves. Miss Laura's is part of that frontier." In December, the board ultimately approved the 2026 budget, included just over $230,000 for Miss Laura's, but with the expectation that the museum would work towards becoming a nonprofit.
They're able to just donate the building, the property, the contents, all the things, just get it all over to the nonprofit so they don't have to worry about it anymore. And it can be preserved in a way that it needs to be preserved.
Tracy says last year the museum made big strides towards self-sufficiency, opening a gift shop, charging admission for the first time, and hosting community events. She adds that it's the community that has kept Miss Laura's alive and will ensure its future.
Not physically possible to separate it from our Fort Smith City government history. It's a part of their history. It's important to continue to give women voices. This is one of those places where, women struggled not being underneath the city. Whenever that should happen, it's important for us to continue to have their support.
Tracy said they hope to get a nonprofit up and running within the next 12 months. She also tells me they hope to get board approval for capital projects, including fixing the siding of the building, as well as parking lot repairs in the future. That money is not part of the operating expenses. Jacob Luthi, 5 News.